Well, it's 4 a.m., thereabouts. You all sort of hatched a... I don't want to say it was poorly prepared. I'd say it was hastily planned and executed. Assault on the temple, essentially. You decided, now would be the best time to strike. Don't let them... Really, don't afford them any time. You went right up into the temple. I think the doors were barred, so I believe Aurelian scaled the door, unbarred it, opened it up. Y'all killed some grounds guards, some wolves, and just general security, essentially. And you open the temple door at the end of episode 6, and you see the cleric Misha laying on the ground, dagger in her neck, blood pooling beneath her, and the chaotic laughter of the other cleric descending deeper into the temple, saying something about how he's gonna kill all the non-believers. There's only one left. Defalicious. Explicitaphilus. Sorry.
Defalicious.
So that's where we left. I think Lenosa was kind of getting antsy and didn't necessarily wait for the whole party to catch up. And you open the door and you're the first one to see this.
That's part true.
I think Rowan
I think they're right outside the door. Yeah.
Yeah, you explicitly said you took one step in. I do remember that.
Yeah.
Aurelian was lagging a little bit behind with Danis because he was having trouble making his way in, or at least.
Yes, he was questioning his own moral codes because Nisa hit him in the heart.
Yeah, and Nisa noticed and stood back, like she didn't keep walking. If she heard if she heard a question being asked, she would stay
all
back.
had that sort of moral dilemma conversation about, is it okay that we just killed these people? Like, were they of their own sound mind, or are we murderers?
Deep questions.
Deep questions. Let's head on over to the map and try to work through that trauma, shall we?
Oh,
Not that.
Discord.
That's Discord.
It's memes for later.
We're done, Charlie. Okay, I'm done now.
Oh, that is an ancient memory.
Someone said the non-believers.
Yeah,
it is a pre-meme meme.
Pushing that
Vintage.
out of my face hole.
Sean the non-believer.
I'm not disappointed. But I'm close.
I'm
very close to disappointed.
Look, I've been on the internet a long time.
It's been a long time.
72 years.
It's been 72 years.
Oh.
All right. Amadi was sort of hanging back a little bit, having not like a moral dilemma. They're just sort of like, wait, do people feel bad about this? And then like listening to Danis be like, am I a bad guy? But they're gonna shake it off and just sort of mage hand pat Danis and Aurelian on the back, and then zoom their way up to the front entrance.
What does your mage hand look like?
My mage hand, it's just sort of like this spectral hand with long fingernails that's mostly like black smoke. It's like, bat, 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 and then it's not comforting at all.
A quick question for you, DM.
Yeah, what's up?
You know that blood-curdling laugh that you did last week?
Yeah, I sure do.
I remember it too, just throwing that out there. But it keeps me up at night. Anyway, did Danis hear that outside? Because he was laughing with all of himself, it seemed like. That was a pretty loud and maniacal laugh. If I remember correctly, you had to cup your own mic and face away from it, and I still heard it perfectly. So I imagine it was pretty loud.
You're not wrong. How about we settle this with a perception check?
I guess I can roll some dice in this dice rolling game.
Yeah, how dare I make you do that, right?
12.
12. Yeah, you might not have heard exactly what it was, but considering you've heard, or what was said rather, but considering you have heard that laugh once before, you recognize it.
I thought I was asleep the last time that laugh was heard.
I thought there was another time. Maybe I'm mistaken.
I am not sure. It's in my dreams now, so...
Yeah, well,
let's
just say that you heard the maniacal laughter, one way or the other.
Okay, Danis has heard it in his nightmares. Got it.
Okay.
Yes.
Aurelian,
Dennis?
you don't suppose that's Amati's real laugh, do you?
That laugh?
I'm not...
No.
That doesn't sound good.
No, we should go inside. We can talk about this. Let's talk about this later. We have people that need our help right now.
And Danis will hurry over.
All right.
Nisa's standing there just kind of plainly watching you guys, knowing you guys talked, but was too far away to hear you, and she's real curious because she just dropped a bomb on everyone with the moral question, and she's just kind of looking at everyone while they're passing her, and then she follows behind.
Aurelian does not look at Nisa as he passes.
Nisa takes note.
Ignoring Nisa like I'm ignoring my own moral dilemmas going on right now, and
Put the blinders up. I don't
So at
see
this
the
point-
tiny person.
We're not really in initiative order, but I'd say we're kind of at the point now where, Lenosa, you need to make some kind of action. You've opened the door, you've taken a step in, everything sort of occurred simultaneously, but you've now made this observation. What would she do?
Lenosa. Yeah, well, I guess before I answer that question, she heard very clearly this voice, right?
Oh, absolutely. Since you were the one entering the temple, you definitely heard it.
So would it be safe to assume that the origin of this voice is still in the room?
No, it sounded like... You don't really know the layout of this temple, but it sounded like it was definitely from another room, and it was retreating, like heading away from you somewhere.
Okay. Then her first thought is to pull into the key within herself, or chi, depending on how you feel about it.
Chai.
Latte. And she's going to basically resign herself to the shadows with Pass Without Trace.
Ooh.
And from there, she's just going to move very slowly but deliberately towards the center of the room, not touching this body, but getting close to it for inspection purposes.
Okay, so Lenosa casts Pass Without Trace on her. Does it cover anybody else, or is it just you?
I think
Anyone within
it's
30 feet, I think?
Well, actually, it's a good idea that you bring that up, because I should probably tell everyone who doesn't know what it does.
Yes.
A veil of shadows and silence radiates from you, masking you and your companions from detection. For the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you, including you, has a 10+ bonus to dexterity, stealth checks, and can't be tracked except by magical means. The creature that receives this bonus leaves behind no tracks or other traces of its passage. I'm going to go ahead and say that... because Rowan was directly behind her.
I was really worried.
That she's going to cast it on Rowan, but she didn't. I don't know if it would be fair to say that she could cast it on everybody. To think of, I suppose.
Yeah, it's not... It's strange how weird the wording on this one is, because it's not like a radius of 30 feet or a diameter of 30 feet.
It's
says
who I get to
within 30 feet
choose.
of
Like,
you.
as long as they're within 30 feet of me, I get to choose that. So
Yeah,
I
I think you'd be able to get it on all of them.
Okay. Well, we can say that basically she was just willing on anyone that was close enough that is a companion of hers can be.
Is this a
caught by it, I guess.
concentration spell, or how long does it last?
It is for up to 1 hour.
For up to 1 hour concentration. Got it. Thank you. Thank you.
You are very welcome.
All right, Sparrow. What does Lenosa do?
She's going to look at the body of this. Well, she doesn't know. So Sparrow knows that this is the that one. I can't remember her name.
Misha.
Misha. Thank you. I remember it as soon as I go. I can't remember what her name is. But she's going to look at the body of this fallen person very carefully to see what it is that put her in this position, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. Roll. Let's go with investigation. And
Okay.
while Lenosa is investigating, is anybody else going to step inside?
Yes.
Aurelian's going to follow up
Yes.
behind every.
Yeah, I'll stick close with Rowan.
Yeah, feel free to move your tokens as you wish. I will let you know once the traps. I mean, if the traps are tripped.
That is a flat 18.
A flat 18. So you look over this body. You see very clearly a dagger. Just a mundane-looking dagger. Nothing special about it. Jammed into the side of Misha's neck. It doesn't look like Misha really put up a fight. This wound seems to have been inflicted, not necessarily willingly, but unsuspectingly. The body is wearing a green ceremonial robe, much like she normally wore. She has a ring on her finger, the snakehead amulet that's made from gold with the ruby eyes, and she has a mace at her side.
Say that last bit one more time for me.
Yeah, like everything, or just the fact that she's got a mace?
Just the when you were describing the stuff.
Okay, yeah, she's got a ring on her finger, the snakehead amulet made of gold with the ruby eyes, and the mace at her side.
Okay. Lenosa is touching not a whit of that, and is just gonna kind of stand back up.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing. I guess this is really just for flavor and just for your knowledge, then, Nolan. But she does not trust this place, so she's going to be very careful in all of her motions.
Sure.
Regarding going anywhere else,
Yeah,
she
absolutely.
wasn't really thinking about it approaching the body, but after this, it's
No,
well, I don't know what
it's
the fuck
very-
just happened, and I don't know where it happened from. So
Yeah, for sure.
And then while that's happening, Rowan's also going to reach out with detect thoughts to see if there's anyone still in the temple around a 30-foot range.
Sure,
Which
so it's a
includes-
30-foot range.
Which includes barriers as long as it's not 2 feet of a maximum of 2 feet of rock or 2 inches of metal.
Okay. And detect thoughts is where you just you get the surface thoughts, or
Yeah, it's just
remind
a
me
surface thoughts of any. Well, you can choose one creature, but you can also try to detect any of them. And the creature must have an intelligence of 3, or 3 or above, or I worded that incorrectly. If they have an intelligence of 3 or low,
It
or
doesn't
they
work
can't
on
speak
them.
any languages, it doesn't affect them.
Okay. The only what is it? Is it detect thoughts, or is it something else? Because I thought detect thoughts needed line of sight.
This one, yeah, it's detect thoughts. You can also use a spell to detect the presence of thinking creatures you can't see when you cast the spell.
Oh, neat. Okay, cool.
You can also search thoughts within 30 feet of you.
Nice.
You cannot detect a creature of intelligence 3 or lower, or one that doesn't speak any language.
Okay. Yeah, so you faintly detect the presence of thinking creatures. They must be on the outer edge of your range, because it's really faint and unclear, but you do detect it.
Okay. I'll just choose one of those creatures, I guess whoever's closest,
Mm-hmm.
to see surface thoughts.
Yeah. So right now, the only surface thoughts are, because it's so late at night, you kind of detect some like weird stuff, almost imaginary. Like maybe this creature is dreaming or something.
Gotcha.
But nothing of particular note or interest.
Gotcha. And I will relay that to Ulnosa and Amadi telepathically. There are people still in the temple. They might be dreaming or they might be under mind control, but they're not actively thinking about much right now.
Very good. Can I make I would like to look at the body of Misha. And perhaps perceive if there's anything on there that is important, or if basically same thing looking as Lenosa, but I cannot hear Lenosa's thoughts.
Sure. Yeah, roll an investigation check.
Oh, all right.
I mean, if you want, I can just tell you. I mean, that's metagaming a little bit, but that's
No, that's okay. That is a 14.
A 14. You find pretty much the same thing. You find the mace at her side, the snakehead amulet, and the ring on her finger.
I would like to take the snakehead amulet and the ring, probably.
And do what with it, sorry?
The amulet and the ring, I would like to take them both.
Okay, you can do that.
Good. Is there anything else in her pockets?
Nothing in her pockets.
I will just loot the body shamelessly in front of everyone. That is...
Yeah, so you just... the robe doesn't really have any storage, per se. It's just the things that were on her person. But you were able to successfully find everything on her body.
To my bag of holding.
Should identify those at some point, see if there's any magic.
That's what I'm hoping for. Maybe useful later.
Certainly doesn't need it now.
Anything else you want to investigate or otherwise check?
Is there, are there doors in here? What do we see as far as the room?
Yeah, so in this room, there's a door. I know it's kind of hard to tell on the Roll20 map, but there's a door immediately to the west, a door immediately to the right, and then I guess I could ping those. Door to the left, door to the right, and then there's doors on the south wall on either side of the main entrance.
Aurelian's gonna search for any secret entrances, any triggers, anything that may not be potentially obvious.
Okay.
Like kind of scanning the room, checking the probably the statue kind of area, the center of the room, any iconic kind of stuff, iconography.
Yeah. So roll a perception check.
Can do. Let's see, what do I get? +3, 17, 18, 19, 20. Unnatural.
20. Nice. So you noticed the same thing that basically you were able to recall when you were describing it to the rest of the party, that aside from like some tapestry on the wall, there is a distinct lack of anything valuable, essentially.
Mm-hmm. And so there's no, I find no switches, nothing behind the tapestries, no... Basically looking for hiding places.
If you root around and kind of like lift some things, just checking for the usual spots that traps or triggers or secret stuff might exist. It seems like a pretty plain room.
Sure.
This was most likely a functional temple at one point that has just been kind of repurposed.
Well, the place seems clean. Where do we go?
Lenosa kind of just doesn't take her eyes off of Misha. She's standing over the body and just isn't really saying anything and isn't really moving.
Should we... Is there a pulse? Rowan, can you maybe check for a pulse on the body?
Ren goes to check for a pulse.
Yeah, roll medicine check.
It is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. By all accounts, this cleric is dead.
Nothing. She's dead.
Danis will lean in close to Amadi.
Was that you laughing?
No, I haven't laughed since we got... I don't really remember the last time I've laughed. Were you talking about the cackle laughter?
Danis looks really sad when you say that. But then he slowly nods his head.
No, that was the laughter of the other priest, the one who was talking about the worm lord, I think. It sounded very similar to the one that Lenosa and I heard when we were keeping watch.
Danis looks you straight in the face and says,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's fair.
Aurelian wants
Made
to.
of worms.
A lord
No,
made
go
of worms.
ahead.
No, I think it's more like a lord of worms, but I don't think it's the WORM kind. I think it's maybe the WYRM kind, if you know the difference.
That certainly would be an improvement.
Right? Could you imagine being a lord of like a little like the... Ugh.
And while Rowan's talking, she's going to just practice like a general cleric death rate. So closing the eyes and basically making the dead cleric priestess more presentable, it seems.
Aurelian's gonna listen to one of the doors. I just want to see if I can hear anything. Making
Yeah,
sure.
I assume it's the door to the east that your token's up against.
Yeah, start there.
Okay, roll a perception.
21.
21. You don't hear anything beyond this door.
Where?
Do you need help with the door?
Do you know where that laughter came from? I assume whoever killed this priestess is still here. Which means
some other people as well.
there are also, yeah, right, Rowan. People that we may be here to save. She's dead, but other people we could save.
Nisa kind of tugs on the leg pant of Lenosa and just looks up. You okay? Are you okay?
She just nods and casts minor illusion.
Ooh. What you gonna do?
Give Nisa the image of Lenosa giving her a smile.
Okay.
Is that gonna like an illusion on your face?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That brings a whole new meaning to masking. I like it.
That's amazing.
What sees through that? Just curious. 'Cause Nisa's intelligence is 20.
I think you have to interact with it, don't you? In order to like.
She's
see
looking
through it?
directly at her though, but I guess
Yeah.
I'm not like.
You could probably
I didn't-
perceive
she
that it's an
wouldn't.
illusion,
She's
though.
just asking, so. And I also don't just generally see through magic. That's not a thing she does. So. Okay, she takes it. She smiles back at the illusion smile, but continues holding onto her pant leg.
Lenosa wants to go and move towards the opposite door since she feels like Aurelian would say something if that door would,
If there was anything of it.
Yeah, he would probably speak up on that front.
Aurelian's
sure.
moving just to try to check the doors. seemingly uneasy.
Yeah.
So I mean, Nisa obviously can continue to hold on to the pant leg if she wants, but 'cause she's not like ripping her like leg away. She's just like doing that, like, you know, like when you have like a kid and
Yeah.
and the kid
Yeah,
holding
I would
on.
say she holds for about 5 feet and then she focuses back on target.
Okay.
Both of you, Aurelia and Lenosa, go ahead and make some perception checks.
7.
Sorry, it's
Oh, you're fine.
17.
17. 7 and 17.
Nice.
Well, you both notice the same thing. Just silence. Nothing that you can hear, no rustling, no movement, no footsteps. It's a very, very quiet temple. That just leaves the one more door.
I'll look over at Lenosa and look over at the door that's still remaining. My way over this way.
Lenosa's just gonna kind of cut through it, and if that's the last door that's left, she's gonna I guess this is gonna sound like a dumb question. Describe the door for me. Is it just like does it have a handle? Like what is it wooden? Like
Yeah, these are all standard wooden doors. They've got rudimentary handles, nothing complex or anything on them, just standard wooden doors.
All right. She looks like she's about to like kick this door in, but she thinks better of it and then just presses to see if it'll open.
Okay. Yeah, the door does give a little bit.
And she looks over to Aurelian.
Just give a nod and get ready. My rapiers are already out and just ready in case there's anything on the other side.
Cool. She presses the door more.
All right. You open the door, and the room it's a larger room, divided by a rich blue drapery just west of the door, but the area that you can see is empty except for 3 plain wooden benches.
I relay that information to Aurelian, just saying, one of these doors must lead someplace, but this seems a good place to start.
As good as any. Let's take a closer look, though.
Okay.
If I was a snake cult, I wouldn't be sitting out in the open.
She moves in carefully.
All right. You gonna attack this like the ghost in your shower and just rip the curtain down, or what's the plan of attack?
Lenosa's gonna pull out her quarterstaff and just kind of use that to just it aside.
Yeah, you do that. And behind the drapery is a softly carpeted room with 3 comfortable chairs placed around a low table. A small shelf to the side holds a couple of unopened bottles of wine and a half-dozen glasses. But otherwise, there's no one in here that you can see.
Well, she's still concentrating, so they wouldn't see us either, to be fair.
Where are the other doors? These little things, or
So those are just some tapestries hanging
so
on the wall.
these? Okay.
Yeah, it's that guy, and that guy to the west and east, and then 2 on the south of the room.
Cool. Rowan wants to open this door.
Okay. So while they're investigating that room, you're going to go ahead and open this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Where is the reveal tool? So the door does give, if you want to continue opening it.
Yeah, she's gonna open it, but with her spear,
Okay.
her touching instead of her hand.
Alrighty. You see a long, not necessarily a corridor, but the room is pretty long, heading to the north, and it appears to go around a corner. You see the end of like what looks like a big dining table.
And are there anything from the ceiling or on the floor?
Nothing on the ceiling or on the floor. Sort of immediately in front of you to the west, or on the western wall, is what looks like a really big display case with some kind of like a prized, they've got the giant pumpkin at the fair or whatever. It's kind of the same thing with like, oh, this was the biggest carrot from the harvest of this year, and this was the plumpest ear of corn from this year, and a couple of tall wheat stalks and some bottles of wine. Just sort of some demonstrations of what looks like past harvest, bountiful harvests, but otherwise nothing of note in the display case.
Gotcha. I'm just gonna walk back away from that door.
Yeah, I'm just keep pushing around here with Lenosa.
Okay.
Probably if we're heading in.
Danis saw friends opening doors, so Danis is gonna open a door.
Okay. Danis, you notice that door is not opening.
He will put his foot as close to the handle on the door and just kind of like push all of his weight forward and see if he can kick open that door.
Yeah, give me an athletics check.
How about a 25?
A 25, the door, you're able to force the door open.
I'd be scared if we couldn't. That would be something.
You break your leg.
Congratulations, you're too strong or too weak. I haven't decided.
What immediately catches you about this room, well, that's a hide, not a reveal. Reveal areas. Actually, roll an insight check.
Oh boy. Everybody should know by now that is Danis' highest skill. Mm-hmm. Well, there went that die. It's lost to the ether. 11.
11. Danis, this hall has a gleaming white tile floor and a series of alcoves along the eastern wall. Each alcove is lined with black velvet to highlight the beautiful golden items there on little pedestals. Danis, even you are able to tell that it's really strange that a temple that so far seems so barren and empty of valuable goods would have so many seemingly valuable items just sitting here unperturbed.
What do you mean, even me?
But he just kind of gazes on to like all of these items. Huh. And he reaches behind one of the items and touches the you said it was black velvet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does it feel nice?
It feels so nice.
I don't like it as much as the moss, but this is nice.
And then he rubs it the wrong way.
I don't like this as much anymore.
Can I open this door?
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
absolutely.
I didn't
That's
mean
right.
to cut off.
You did say you were going to open
Oh,
that a while ago.
No, it's okay. He's just kind of like looking around.
Okay. Yeah, Rowan, that door is open. And that room is bare except for 3 wooden benches with a door heading further east.
Gonna carefully step in, checking the ceiling once again.
Sure, for those inferno spiders. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's fool me once.
Also,
Burn me once even.
Amadi's sort of just trailing behind Rowan. Like,
Okay.
can I cast invisibility on myself?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool, thank you.
And I will open up this door as well with the pointy end sphere.
Okay.
changed my
This
mind, never
door is also locked.
Ah. Okay. I'll just. Do I know that Amadi is behind me?
I assume you. Well, it depends. Pond, did Amadi cast invisibility like right then, or has it been a while?
One, I changed my mind about the invisibility because I saw my spell slots. I forgot we hadn't long rested.
Oh, right.
Two, I haven't been I'm being about as sneaky as Rowan is being. Like, I'm just sort of like, hey, I'm just sort of hanging out with you. Like, everyone
Trying
else
to
is
match her energy.
doing the thing, and Rowan didn't make me question myself earlier, so I'm just kind of like vibing,
Okay.
you know?
That's valid.
Worst
Yeah, so you're
case
not trying to,
scenario,
like,
I give her dragon's breath, and she can do that real quick, and then we run.
Okay.
Yeah. I turn to Amadi or wherever. Yeah, because no invisibility. It's locked, and I'm not of the lockpicky kind of sort. Just trying to find a nice way to put it. I'm not sus.
No, that's fine.
What does that mean?
Could I potentially, DM, slip my mage hand under door and try to open from
Yeah, I don't
inside?
see why not, because it's incorporeal for the most part. You can, especially with yours, the flavored the way it is, kind of like gaseous. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, very good. So I'll say, let's see if we can do this without Aurelian's little pickies. And then they're gonna just like sort of conjure their hand and have it slip under the door. And like, I can't see what it's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So the hand is literally just gonna like pat around until it finds handle and then try to pull handle.
Yeah, that's
Or
a pretty
do
simple
whatever.
instruction. I think that's easy for a caster of your power to pull off. So yeah, you just kind of hear some patting on the other side of the door, and then click, and the door opens.
I did it.
Nice.
And inside this room, you see a small bed and a trunk and a desk. It's really the only thing that's in here. It looks like it might be potentially the bedroom of Misha. Kind of looks like something that, like some of her personal effects are on the desk and that kind of thing.
I'm gonna just search the desk for any like diaries or notes or communications.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, while she's doing that, Amadi will immediately go over to the trunk. But please handle desk first.
Yeah.
I pretend I
on
do
the
not
desk,
see.
There really isn't anything. There's some parchment and a pen, but nothing's been actually written on. It just looks like a writing desk that hasn't been used in some time.
Okay.
As far as the trunk, which I assume you open? Or I assume, I guess it doesn't really matter who.
I
but,
do open the trunk, yes, it is me.
Okay, cool. It's not
No one
locked.
would not, I feel.
And it contains a few clothes. It contains chainmail armor and a shield.
Oh, I'm going to pick those up. And be like, these look nice. Do the clothes look nice, or do they look like boring?
They're
Cleric.
ceremonial garb,
Ceremonial
so you might
robes.
be able to add them to your collection of
Oh, I
disguises.
could add them to my disguise. Taking those and putting those right into just everything goes into bag of holding. And I look up at Rowan as I'm like shoving things in, and I'm like, it is for disguises, and also if anyone needs the chainmail, it could be very useful.
Yes. I just think you could do better.
I mean, I don't disagree with you there, but you know, can't be picky as I'm just like shoving things back into my bag.
And I will walk back to the main area.
Okay. Nisa, what are you up to this whole time? Everybody's kind of split off, started investigating some rooms.
Anissa was interested in the statue and wanted to go and investigate any sort of switches or markings or anything that would be directly on the statue or any magic coming from the statue.
Yeah. Roll and investigate.
Okay. Oh, that's a 26.
26. It's a jade statue of remarkable quality, easily worth
A gem, you
7,500
say?
gold in its complete. Yes, a gem in its completed condition. You wager that if you broke it down into smaller bits, it'd be significantly less valuable. But as it stands, it's about 20 feet tall and 10 feet around. It's a large jade statue.
Okay. And she didn't see any.
Yeah, that's all you noticed about it. Was just it's an ordinary, well-made statue of the goddess.
She is going to take out a pick and grab herself some jade. So she plops herself down and starts picking from the bottom of the dress on the, or feet or whatever is the bottom of the statue.
Yeah, I'd say with as much jade as there, you can take as much as you want, because I'm sure you'd reach the bag of holding's capacity before you broke it all down.
Cool. Yeah, she's just gonna take a few.
Okay.
And then she would get up and like realize that she like ADD'd herself into like picking jade off and notice no one else is in the room. And she'd kind of hold target a little closer, but she would stand there and wait.
Yeah, and as you sort of like have that realization that you're alone in this temple because everybody went off and did their own thing, you see Lenosa and Rowan and Amadi come back into the room from two different doors.
Nolan, just as a point of clarification, is this a room or is this a wall here? Am I at a wall?
You are at a wall, yes.
Okay, yeah, I would have come back then.
Okay.
With the group.
Can I add 5 jade to my inventory?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool.
Lenosa's going to go into the room where Danis is.
Okay.
Remind me again what's on the pedestal in the alcove?
Yeah, so each alcove, it's lined with a black velvet curtain behind a little pedestal with a gold object on it, and each pedestal has a different. It's like a not necessarily a vegetable, but some kind of harvestable thing. So one's like a stalk of wheat, one's a potato, a cluster of oats, cornstalk, carrots, turnips, grapes. Each one is a different item.
What is Danis in front of?
You are in front of 1, 2, 3, 4 turnips. A gold statue of 3 turnips.
So as Danis is pulling his hand back from rubbing the velvet the wrong way, he accidentally bumps the turnips, and he kind of like knocks it into his own hands, which makes him go, ugh, ugh, and he tries to like throw it back onto the pedestal.
Roll a wisdom save.
Can do. Natural 20, so
nice.
22.
Pinkies.
I really wanted to fail that, so I'm not happy, but that's fine.
Well, there is still a success condition. Which,
Let's go.
We'll find out as we
Next time on
continue
Dragon Ball Z.
along what exactly happens. So as you sort of you accidentally bump this turnip and you kind of catch it and fumble it and toss it back, and it does land back on the pedestal. And as you do that, Lenosa, followed by Amadi, enter the room.
Oh. Nisa kind of shuffles that direction.
Things going well in here, Danis?
Felt gross.
The statue?
And the cloth behind it. I knocked it.
He's just kind of doing this with his hands, opening and closing them repeatedly, like a child with jam hands.
I touched something, and now I can't hold my hands. Amadi sees all these pocket-sized gold statues, I'm guessing.
They're probably somewhere the size, a little bit smaller than a soccer ball. They're fairly large.
Are they like bag of holding size then?
They are bag of holding size. If you take a while to kind of look at them, they're easily made up of about 500 gold worth of gold, but in their current like forms, each one's got to be worth at least like 5,000 gold, which is really strange that they'd still be left here, given their value.
Would it be acceptable if I made perhaps like a or insight check to see if I would be smart enough to realize that everything else has been looted, but these have stayed?
Yeah, roll an insight.
Okay, because I see currently 5,000 gold piece statues. Oh, that's a 4. I'm gonna go grab one of these statues.
While Maddie's doing that, Ron's gonna look at one of the other ones that are not being taken, just to see if it has been like magically enchanted or something.
Yeah.
You know, temple items and the like.
Are you going to like use any abilities or spells to do that, or you just want to kind of investigate it with your eyes?
I just want to investigate with my eyes for right now.
Yeah, roll an insight check.
Okay.
Aurelian's
Not
gonna
insight. I'm sorry.
23.
You
Dang
can
it.
use that D20, but for Arcana.
Okay, that's going to be a 22 then.
22. Okay. They don't appear to be like focuses or other like wondrous type items. They don't appear to be magical objects or trinkets. They do genuinely just appear to be very well crafted gold statues.
What was Aurelian gonna do?
He's gonna look at Nisa for the first time since we
He's just
came
been staring
inside.
at you. I'm just kidding.
Are you okay?
Am I okay?
You're quiet.
Yeah, I think so.
You're never quiet.
You're right. I am okay.
Okay.
Mostly worried that we might be infiltrated by the front door. Maybe there's stairs going down. I don't know. Mostly I'm processing, thinking about getting out the abacus. Unsure.
Okay.
How are you feeling? A lot?
I'm fine, but
That's a lie.
I'll just smile. Yeah.
She laughs because she said that so quickly.
Yeah. We'll talk once this is all over. But
Okay.
we got people we've got to protect right now,
Yeah, I agree.
hopefully.
She kind of just looks down at Target, averting her gaze from Aurelian.
Lenosa's going to walk to the end of this hall.
Okay. If you walk to the end of the hall, you see that it continues on to a door.
She kind of looks back at the party that is visible and kind of just does like a waving motion to be like, more exploring this way. And taking care, she starts to approach the door.
Going very slowly, but I'm going.
And I'm just gonna end up following.
And did you say you were gonna?
Moves in,
Did you say you were gonna open the door or just go up to the door? I'm sorry.
Yeah, essentially gonna open the door again with the quarterstaff, just kind of pressing.
Okay.
Unless it is one of those doors that opens in which case she's gonna feel a little silly, and then.
Gotcha. The door does seem to have a little give to it, so you don't wager that it's locked.
Okay. Rowan, Lenosa kind of just turns on her heel to face Rowan. Perhaps we should gather the party.
Yeah, and I'll nod and then go to the end and kind of like clear my throat loudly. And hopefully get the attention of the rest of the party.
Danis is still very distracted. He like looks to the end, very distressed.
What's wrong with you?
I'm gonna give him a big pat on the back.
As Aurelian pats Nisa, you just hear Nisa's little voice. What's wrong with you?
Touched metal.
It's not that bad. She like pushes back, like your little, like pushes past your leg, and
With
walks
the
in
metal
front
arm?
of you with the metal arm.
Oh!
It's her left hand, so if she was passing you and the wall is on the left, she would be hitting you with her left arm.
Duh.
You alright? You alright, big guy?
Yeah, I just don't like the way it feels.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's okay.
He kind of like looks down at Target, just kind of.
Does that mean you don't like him? He's an animal.
He's fine.
Don't you like animals?
Oof.
Those animals carry diseases.
Metal?
Well, no.
Are you saying Warforged carried diseases? Because he's just a little Warforged.
No, I meant armadillos.
Armadillos do not carry diseases, but you don't know what you're talking about.
They carry
This one
leprosy.
doesn't. He's nice. I don't know what leprosy is, but he doesn't have it. Like walks farther, closer to Rowan.
And just points out the door with her spear. Door.
Oh.
Amadi, are you with us?
Turn around, Amadi's just got a statue of what's the last statue in the lineup?
The one at the very south of the room where you're at, or the one
Yeah.
up at, where you're at? It's a pile of beans.
Oh God.
Pile
What's
of
the next
beans.
one up?
I'll say them as you go. It's a pile of beans, a cluster of barley, a bunch
Okay.
of grapes.
I'll take the
tur-
grapes.
Take the grapes.
So Amadi just has the gold statue of grapes like in their hands and like looks at you like you've just caught a kid doing something they weren't supposed to be doing, and they're just like, yeah, yes, I'm coming.
I shrug, and then I keep going.
Pond, have Amadi roll a wisdom.
Not like that. That's not bad. So wisdom that's an unnatural 20.
Nice. Okay.
I put the grapes in the bag of holding. And then
the
I look at
grapes.
the rest of the statues and I say, I'll be back for you later. And then I follow everyone else.
Okay. And just so you know, as you're passing them, there's the 3 turnips that Danis fumbled, the large carrot, a corn stalk, a cluster of oats, a potato, and a stalk of wheat.
Potato calls my name.
How big are they?
They're about soccer ball sized. A little bit smaller.
Okay. And what is it made of? Is it solid?
Solid gold.
Solid gold. So it's pretty heavy. Pretty heavy.
It's pretty heavy, and you
Okay.
figure the craftsmanship on them alone, the material cost by itself is at least 500 gold, but the crafting elevates it to at least 5,000 gold apiece.
Wow. We can always come back for these.
Yes, we need to. I got the grapes just in case something bad happens. These are worth like 5,000 gold. I'm just saying.
I can tell.
That potato looks way heavier. I'll just keep going.
Taking note as we go past.
Coming back for all of you.
I'm doing the math in my head as we're like going like 10, 5, 10, 20, 20. Yep.
3,000 gold? So you all have this neatly formed queue up to this door in the northwest side of the temple. Lenosa has determined the door's ajar, or openable, rather.
Is it a door or is it a jar?
It's a jar of door.
Is a door made of jars or it's a jar made of doors?
It's a jar full of doors.
Oh.
Multiple doors. All sorts of doors. It's a sorted door jar.
It's a D&D player's least favorite jar. Also roll for initiative.
Lenosa kind of turns back into the crowd and says, well, do we have any confidence that this goes anywhere?
All the
I
doors
certainly hope
lead
so.
somewhere.
That
Sometimes those are just dead ends.
is very
But
wise.
a dead end is still somewhere.
Well, I agree with Aurelian. That was very wise. I'm stealing it. She takes out her notebook and writes it down.
All doors lead to somewhere. Danis / Nisa. Or like the dash. like
Slash Lisa.
Michael Jordan, Michael Scott.
Yeah,
Kind of.
Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott, yes.
So does Lenosa open
then
the door, Sparrow?
She does with her quarterstaff very carefully. If no, I'm just gonna let it happen. Just with her quarterstaff, she pushes it open. I'm gonna stop playing safe.
The door
Super
opens
safe.
and a fireball erupt. No, the door opens and it reveals a stairway down to a landing.
So they go down.
They go down.
Okay. She just starts walking.
And I will follow without hesitation. Rowan is down to be done with the anxiety of this.
Aurelian's following behind Danis, but like trying to like peek around him to like see what the hell's happening. Like,
Yeah, so it goes down to a landing area. I'm gonna switch over maps now, and all that is in this room is a door now heading to the east. Marching order that I have may not be correct, but that's what you are all encountering.
Very close.
Cramped quarters.
Well, if Lenosa doesn't end up being in front, then
Barton
Rowan
can
will
catch up with
open the
Dan.
door.
say we don't wait for an invitation.
I'm still betting on undead. I hope I'm not disappointed.
I will take that bet.
What were you saying, Sparrow?
No, I didn't have a fully formed thought. It just reached my mouth, so I don't know what it was going to be.
My life. I feel that. Amari's in the back, the very back.
Target could go first because then if anything attacks us, they at least do it poorly.
You know what? Yes. I think that's a good idea.
Target rolls ahead. But he also doesn't know where to go, so he's just kind of like slowly.
Is the door like? Can you push through the door? Do I have to open the door and then let him go through?
Yeah. Yeah, you jump to open the door and let him go through.
In that case, yeah, I'll open the door and then like pat my legs like you would do, like calling a dog.
Yes.
Target this way.
He comes. Easy peasy.
All right.
Not
you
very
do
loud.
A sort of tag team effort here where one of you opens the door where it can be pushed open and then target rolls through it into the room.
Yes.
All right. Does he go all the way into the room, or I'll let you place him how far into the room you want him to go?
He can be 40 feet from me, so... Well, he has this movement of 40 feet specifically, not necessarily from me, so...
Gotcha.
Just where we were standing.
Okay.
So
Let me
he can go
describe this room first of
all the way
all
in.
for you. In this room, it's just a bare room with some wooden benches and 8 skeletons standing against the walls between the benches. say I'm gonna move down one here in line with the door. And I need, before anyone else moves, for a little something to happen that I like to call roll for initiative.
Yes.
Let's go. This does mean I win the bet.
What is it? What is it?
What? Yeah!
I mean, probably.
I mean, they look pretty undead to me.
Yeah.
Or dead.
They're dead.
But again, you know.
Yeah.
Let's go with... We'll go around the room here. Danis of the Great Wood.
Initiative 10.
Got it. Hang on one second. Danis of the Great Wood got a 10. Amadi.
8.
8. Nisa.
I got a 13.
13. Rowan.
16.
16. Aurelian.
8.
8. Lenosa.
15.
15. And the skeletons got their own initiative. And we're just going to jump right into it. If the music would stop defaulting to maximum volume, that'd be fantastic.
Yikes.
Rowan, you're going to lead us off on round 1 here.
Wow, that never happens. Okay. We're just going to point at the first 2 skeletons that she can see. So probably this one and this one, I think. Yeah, I don't think she would see the ones behind the staircase. And she's going to cast Chill Touch in an attempt on both of those, an attempt to hit it.
Okay.
And that's a 16.
And that is a 16. Chill Touch, is that an attack roll?
Yes, so to hit the 16.
Gotcha. A Chill Touch hits both of them.
Perfect. So they'll see 2 purple skeletal hands dragging across the floor at them. It's ironic because they're skeletons too. Is that my hand? And it might be their hand at this point. It's a 2 damage each.
2 damage each. All right. You know, I keep meaning to, and I always forget until we actually do our first damage of combat. We talked about this on Deck of Many Fates last Thursday about how to handle actual HP, and I want to implement it, but I keep forgetting, and now it's too late because we already did the 2 damage. So maybe next time. Anything else you want to do?
And then she's going to chant in celestial Shar, goddess of darkness, guide me, and summon a spiritual weapon in the form of a sickle.
Nice. All
So
right.
there's like a spectral purple sickle behind her.
Gotcha. Well then. Sparrow, what are you going to have Lenosa do?
Well, I'm so glad you asked, Nolan. I'm going to have Lenosa pull out her quarterstaff, and she's going to hit this buddy here that is now standing right there.
Do it! I dare you! I dare you to hit my skeleton.
I mean, you dared me. That's a 26. It's a crit.
It's a crit?
Let's go.
Roll a d20 for that critical effect!
That's a 18.
You get the critical effect. Bludgeoning damage?
That is correct. So that would be 10 damage plus
You get
a D6.
the bonk on the noggin, maximum damage. So whatever die that you would roll, max it out, double it, add your modifier. That's how much you do.
So that's 26 damage.
That's 26 damage. That skeleton's a dead.
Undead.
Ah, dead.
Great. And that's it. That's it for now.
Alrighty. Fine. Fair enough. Nisa, what you gonna do?
Nisa hears commotion down below in the stairs, and she knows she sent target forward. So she kind of looks around at the people around. She sees Marty. She sees Danis. She looks past Danis and sees Aurelian. And she just goes... It, like, touches his... she, like, nods her head back and forth with, like, a confused face. She touches his jacket. You can take this! And she casts heroism.
Ooh.
Which gives you... you're imbued with bravery. You cannot be frightened. And you get 5 temporary hit points.
Nice.
Oop.
Who's that to?
Aurelian.
Ooh.
She touches Aurelian's jacket because she looks at Amadi and goes... Handled. Danis, handled. Aurelian, here.
I needed the help, thank you.
Alrighty. That leads to target.
Yeah, so target, it does not have any commands. So as long as target is 5 feet from Lenosa, any attacks on Lenosa will be at disadvantage.
Excellent. Okay. Keep target nearby, Lenosa. Not that you necessarily need the help. You're a strong, capable woman, but Danis of the Great Wood.
Danis,
what shall you do?
Danis hears fighting, and he kind of goes into this kind of defensive instinct almost instantly. Mm-hmm. And he actually doesn't say anything this time.
Okay.
He just kind of like gasps in panic and commits a rage.
It's a rage.
Love the phrasing on that.
Premeditated
Not
rage.
goes into rage, not activates rage, commits a rage.
And he will,
That's
assuming
some
that
merch.
everyone allows, he will walk past everyone. I would say mostly Lenosa because she thick.
Yeah. Oop, coming by.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's so Dennis. And gonna go ahead and make an attack or two. He's going to make a reckless strike on this one immediately to his left with the
Now,
flail.
does the reckless strike give you advantage on your attack roll?
It does, in fact. Do I have disadvantage on all my attack rolls?
Yeah, remember that time you touched the turnip? Yeah,
I
so
do.
that's
I
gonna
was there.
negate the advantage on that attack.
Is
So
it going to give me disadvantage on all strikes, though?
I'll tell you right now that we're into it, you're gonna have disadvantage on every roll, not just attack roll.
Okay. Perfect. That's awesome. So
That's lovely, right? It's a great thing for a success.
Does a 16 hit?
A 16 does hit.
It's a good thing I'm still a barbarian.
Exactly, right?
Okay, so I'm gonna roll my other strike first with disadvantage. I assume that a 10 does not hit.
A 10 does not hit.
Unfortunate, but that's all right because we still hit on the first one.
All right. How much on the first one?
Do I have disadvantage on damage rolls? I don't know
No,
if that's
just
a thing, but
attack
okay.
rolls and just ability rolls.
But you did say all rolls, so I
I
figured
did
I'd
say
clarify.
all rolls. You're correct, but I was not thinking about damage rolls when I said that. That would be hard.
12 damage. to
12
this.
damage. Well, with disadvantage, you're still a barbarian, and you still kill the skeleton.
Nice.
And that was
Wonderful.
the one to your north, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The skeleton of the north?
The skeleton of the north!
And Danis, like, all of his muscles are tensed, and he actually, like, turns to this thing and goes to scream, but it's almost like a dream where nothing comes out. And then he destroys it with his flail, and then goes to scream towards the sky, but again, no sound.
All right. Aurelian.
Yes. All right. And everybody run down this way. Aurelian's gonna rush in. And
Lenosa actually isn't letting him by.
okay, that's fine.
That's a joke. That's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
I'll slide past Lenosa and bring both of my rapiers up like skewers and try to stick this skeleton in front of me.
Okay.
And pierce its bony exterior. I was gonna say
Go
flesh,
for it.
but you know, I don't even know.
Yeah, it's mostly just bones. Maybe some
Okay.
scraps of skele jerky.
Skele jerky. My
It's an
favorite.
exotic jerky.
9 for the first
A
one.
9 misses.
Oof. Well, how about I try again?
Alrighty.
Natural 1.
A natural,
Natural 1.
1. That's
Is that hit or you think?
yeah. It might surprise you that a natural 1 might miss.
Yeah.
And actually, real quick, not to rewind time a little bit, but Lenosa and Danis, you noticed that your attacks were particularly effective against these folks. So much so that it kind of caught you off guard. Just so you know.
Most things catch Danis off guard.
All right. Anything else you can do, Aurelian?
That's it. Movement and action, bonus action. That's it.
Alrighty, that's gonna bring us to Pond. What is Amadi gonna do?
Well, Amadi is actually pretty comfortable where they're at right now because I can see, I feel this skeleton line of sight wise. Maybe this one?
Yeah, I'd say you could see them.
That sounds good to me. I will point my fingers at this one, at the one that is closest to Aurelian on the south side of the room. And I will just start Eldritch Blasting with disadvantage.
Go.
Because I am greedy bean. Oh, that's the... No!
No.
No.
One of those was a natural 20.
Oh.
Does a 10 hit by chance?
10 unfortunately does not hit.
So I'm gonna point my finger at it, I'm gonna shoot off my little finger gun, and I'm gonna look at my finger, and I'm gonna look at where it landed, and I'm gonna be like... That does not seem right.
Is my finger bent?
What is happening here? I'm so confused. And then I'm going to, as bonus action, burn one of spell slot to give me back sorcery point.
Alrighty.
That will be my turn.
That will be your turn.
I'm gonna... Sorry, one last thing. I'm just gonna pop my way down this way.
Okay. Alright, now it is time for the skeletons. This one right here, immediately to the south, between Danis and Target, is going to swing at Target. And is going to unnatural 20 with the short sword. I assume that hits. And that'll be 6 piercing damage.
Sorry, who was that to?
Target.
Target.
Target. Yeah.
That's
I heard the whimper. I don't know how much hit points Target has, but I remember he didn't have much last time.
Did Target make a mechanical whimper? Was there a...
It was me, but you know what? I'll voice Target.
Nisa recorded. Just. What was the hit?
It was unnatural 20 to hit 6 damage.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
6 piercing if it
Okay.
makes any difference.
Cool. Cool. Yes. We're fine.
Warning lights and everything coming out on target.
He's fine. He's fine. Everything's
fine,
fine. He's fine.
All right. This other skeleton to the right is going to swing its short sword at Danis. I believe it's going
With
to be
advantage.
a miss, though. With advantage because of the reckless attack?
But wouldn't he get disadvantage because he's near target?
Oh, right.
right.
He's within... Okay.
Good
So
call.
we're going to go with that first roll
Gotcha.
then. Because that second roll would have been a crit. It's going to be a miss then, unless a 13 hits.
No. I got you, George.
Appreciate
Thank you for
so much.
reminding me. Number 3 is going to move on over, and he's going to roll with disadvantage because of target. Nat 1 and a 17. So target once again, saving Danis from an attack.
Hell yeah.
Number 4 is going to move in here and try to attack some Danis action. A nat 20 and a 10. So 14, does that hit?
14 does not hit.
Yes.
God, target just saved
Target's doing
Danis
work.
for 2 crits.
Shinkies.
We love target in
And
this
these
house.
2 other skeletons are going to move in, just kind of like trying desperately to get by, but like there's a wall of skeletons in front of them now. And that'll bring us to round 2. Rowan.
Rowan's gonna run over here with her cool new weapon that I have to draw again. I just realized, but imagine that it's over nearby her right now. And she's gonna attack with her. She's going to attack with the spiritual weapon and her own physical spear at the same time on
Okay.
this on this dude over here.
Go for it.
So to hit with the spear, that is 11,
11's gonna miss.
and then rip. And then with the spiritual weapon to hit, that is also 11.
Dang.
11,
Feels
believe
bad.
it or not, misses.
Dang, I thought I would really do something different this time. And yeah, she dove in really cool and whiffed, and that is her turn.
Hey, it looks really cool, okay?
Yeah, that's what it's about, the aesthetic.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Lenosa.
She's going to use her quarterstaff this time, and she's going to essentially try and swing this skeleton boy into the wall.
Okay.
And that is 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Okay, wonderful. Can I haze 7 damage to give to him, please?
Is this one again, right?
This one right here.
And that's bludgeoning damage, right?
You are correct again.
So once again, that damage seems particularly effective, and you shatter the skeleton against the wall. Ribs go flying.
And she is going to move right here.
Okay.
And then I can't like right on top of him, so I guess I'll just move closer there. And she's going to take a stance, and that is going to be her turn.
Alrighty. Nisa.
All right. Nisa hears the mechanical whimpers of her child. She doesn't quite run down the stairs, but she definitely moves a little bit closer inward, sees dead skeleton pile, and she stays where she is. She's like, I'm good right here. I can see target. I see dead things. I see friends getting it done. So I'm going to stand here, and she is going to utilize. Oh, what do you know? Her boomerang. So she takes out her boomerang, and she kind of yells at Danis to duck, even though it doesn't matter because she's higher than him because she's on stairs. She goes, duck, and rolls to hit with a 19.
A 19 hits.
Right.
Yeah.
And that is 9. Oh, that's the wrong one. Hold on. 14 bludgeoning damage.
14 bludgeoning. And once again, you notice that just these things are falling apart. And just your boomerang just hits right in the sternum and it explodes. Like, do you remember that old toy, Don't Wake Daddy or whatever? Or just
Yes.
or whatever it was called. You know what I'm talking about. The dude with
Right.
the long chin. I think I'm confusing two games. But anyway, bones
I think you're right.
everywhere.
I think that was all accurate.
Okay. All right. Anything else Nisa can do?
That is Nisa's turn.
All right. Well, then, is Target just going to stay there providing disadvantage for the front line? Or do you want to do something?
Target is providing disadvantage. He's where he is. You do see a little orange light flickering on his front nose.
That's so bad.
But Nisa already used her voice to tell Danis to duck, so she doesn't command him to do anything.
Okay.
So he's going to stay where he is.
Also,
Alrighty.
when you tell Danis to duck, he looks at you with those pupilless eyes, and he's still screaming silently.
Cool! She throws the boomerang like panicked. A lot harder than she normally would. But the boomerang comes back and she takes her last 5 steps to go back up the stairs just a little bit.
Okay.
Last 5 feet, I mean.
Danis, it's your turn once again.
Danis turns to the closest, or actually, he'll just step right onto this corpse of a corpse, if you will, and attack the mad lad in front of him
Okay.
Nice.
recklessly.
All right.
10 does not hit.
10 does not hit.
That's okay. We've still got one more roll to do. So that was with the flail. This one will be with the quarterstaff.
Okay.
That's a natural 1.
A natural one.
Let me see if I can get lower. That's an 18.
Dang.
Natural. So it would have been like 20 something, but fun. So Danis, for the first time in the campaign, misses both attacks.
Wow.
That's. Oof.
Reckless. Reckless.
I'm a barbarian.
Honestly, just reckless.
So reckless.
Aurelian, you see Danis miss both of his attacks.
I will. I'm dumbfounded by this. I haven't seen him miss anything this entire time, and I would say, Danis, crush these affronts to nature and let us be done with this. And I cast Bardic Inspiration on Danis, and he'll get a plus D6 to one of his rolls whenever he so chooses.
Okay.
He does a silent scream to the moon.
And then I will rush in up next to, in front of Target, and about next to Rowan, and then attempt to strike this skeleton in front with the rapier.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay, that's a lot better. That is a 25 to hit.
25 hits.
I like that.
I like saying it hits.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a good feeling. And is that sneak attack? Because I'm within 5 feet of an ally.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Ooh,
You're kind of like stabbing between Lenosa and Danis, or Rowan and Danis, whichever one you're going for.
yeah. Surprise. Up in here. Wait, let's see. 12 damage.
12 damage. And sorry, was this on the one on the south or?
Oh, sorry. The one next to Rowan.
to Rowan. Okay, gotcha. 12 damage. And what kind of damage is it? Piercing?
Piercing.
Alrighty.
And that is it.
12 damage accounted for, which leads us to Amadi before the skeletons go.
Hello. So Amadi is going to run into the room and slide north of Targus, just behind Rowan. And then they are going to look at their finger gun, and they're going to fake put it in a holster. And then they're going to rub their hands together, and they're going to clap. and they're going to cast Mind Sliver on the skeleton that is southeast of Dennis in the corner there.
This one here?
This one. The farthest one. Yeah, that one.
Okay.
So I need a DC 15 intelligence saving throw, please.
12 on the die. It fails.
Wunderbar. So it is going to take 3 points of psychic damage. And on the next saving throw that it makes before the end of my turn, it has to subtract a d4.
Nice. All right. Accounted for. Now it's the skeleton's turns. The one at the north end of the room is going to attack Rowan, seeing this spectral weapon. But I don't know if it's going to hit. Does a 14 hit?
Just so.
Just so. That's going to be 7 piercing damage.
Was that with disadvantage?
It's not. Thank you for reminding me.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for keeping me honest. How about a 14?
Just so.
I tried.
Yep. I'm sorry.
Just a mirror.
I
of
rolled
my
the
last
same
attack.
exact number on the die.
Oh, quick question. I probably
Yes.
know the answer to this already. How much time has passed since we got to the front gate?
Like the very front entrance.
Yeah, the very front entrance.
Let's say 45 minutes.
Cool. Nice. I still have false life up. Okay.
All right. Skeleton in front of Danis is going to swing at Danis. He doesn't have disadvantage because target's further out, but he does get advantage because you attacked recklessly, correct?
Correct.
All right. 18 on the die, I assume is going to hit.
Yes.
That's going to be 5 piercing damage.
I'll take 3.
Yeah, of course he will. You're barbarian rage.
Can't disadvantage that away from me.
Right. The one that Amadi Mind Slivered is going to attack. Do all of them get advantage, or is it just the one you recklessly attacked?
All of them.
Okay. Natural 20. It's not a named creature, though, so it doesn't get a critical effect. But it is going to do...
Why'd you say heck to that?
No, I don't know.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna
critical effect?
Nope. I'm gonna mute now.
I don't know. I'm waiting for something cool to happen.
You know what? Fuck it. Just because Jen's so disappointed, do it. See if we can confirm that critical.
A natural 20.
You're so reckless, Dennis. You're so reckless.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm not even kidding.
George has become reckless.
Yeah.
No.
Wait until I tell you that I actually rolled with disadvantage on my reckless strike because I'm a smart boy.
Oh, man.
Oh.
George W. Ambush, most like George W. Reckless.
Am I right?
The critical effect would be.
I'm willing to take it.
Actually, that's not so bad. Your AC is reduced by 4 for 1 round.
Okay.
1 round? That's fine.
Yeah, that could have been worse. It was a D4 AC reduction by
You lose
a D4
your head.
round.
Like,
Once you all hit level, because right now it's just the setbacks that are in the crit effect decks. Once you all level up to 4, it's going to get a little more deadly. Well, just a little, just a smidge.
We got a raid.
Bards of New
Welcome
York
in,
with the
Raiders.
raid. Thank you so much. Welcome in.
Raiders! Bards of New York! Welcome.
I've got some
Seems
skeletons in a temple dungeon that are attacking the party right now while they investigate a snake cult. So you came in at a perfect time.
Nick.
Danis, this last skeleton here is going to swing at you for a 18 to hit, which will be 5 damage.
I'll take 3. Oh,
right.
how much was the damage on the last one? I don't.
Oh,
think
I
you
never
told
said,
me.
did I? It was 12.
No, 12. I'll take 6.
Alrighty. Round
and
3. Oh,
I
sorry, did you
imagine
have
that
something to
these-
do?
Well, just silently scream at these things that I imagine are hissing and screaming at him.
Alrighty. Rowan, lead us off on round 3.
Well, I'm gonna try and do the same thing again, because surely this time it'll be different. And I roll I rolled a 16 on the first one to hit with the spear.
Okay. What was that, 15 or 16?
16.
16, that hits.
Okay, and then I'll just roll the attack for the spiritual weapon as well.
Okay.
And that one's a 15?
That would also hit.
Cool. So damage. There's a lot of different weapons. Okay, so the first one is a 7 with the spear.
Alright.
And the second one is a 7 with the spiritual sickle.
Alright. Well, your spear kills the skeleton immediately in front of you. Are you able to move the magical weapon forward? And okay, so we'll say that it was able to attack the next one then for
Cool.
7 damage.
In that case, yeah, Rowan would stab the skeleton and see that it's crumbling, and then look at one of the remaining skeletons, probably this one, and say cut, and then that will do the 7 damage on this one.
Alrighty. Done and done. Lenosa.
Hello. So you know that old ditty where I do the quarterstaff thing? I do it again.
I do like the old ditty with the quarterstaff.
16?
Hits. Pop goes perfection. That's the game I was thinking of. Sorry.
Oh, with the
Just
wake
call
daddy.
Those
that.
are the best times.
I was like, I didn't know that it was an effect that I had. Okay.
What spell is that?
Sorry, 16 hit. How much damage?
7.
7 damage. Alright, 7 damage accounted there for.
Nice.
And then, because Polar Master, we go and do it again.
Oh, wait. 7 bludgeoning damage, right?
Yeah.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. It explodes like Pop goes perfection.
Bop.
Great. But I'm still going to do the polearm attack. It's going to be this one.
Hey, that's fine. It's just another skeleton.
Okay, just telling you.
The one that's been mind slivered.
Okay, that's another 16.
That's another hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think the game was just called Perfection, but the catchphrase.
Oh, the
Pop goes
catchphrase.
The tagline,
And that's
that game.
6 damage.
Wow! Pop goes perfection. And it's dead.
Nice. Heck yeah.
Wow.
Wowie! Just
Wow.
murderfying these skeletons with your big old bonker.
So for that last one, she's going to kind of just like swipe just below like the rib cage to just take out like the spinal column of that one, and then as it's like falling, she's going to swipe the other way and basically just like bat the rib like she's like hitting it out of a baseball park.
Imagine it's like a rain stick with just like as all the bones collapse, and then just you send them flying across the room. All right. Well, Nisa, there's one skeleton left in this room. Anything you can do? Can you weave the boomerang through the crowd?
No.
No.
Nisa is. Well, I mean, technically yes, but no, she's not going to. She is going to instead call off heroism. So she'll stop concentrating, and then she's going to actually just kind of disengage from battle. She's not doing it. She's gonna run up to target. She's like, my big friend's got this. She's gonna go run up to target and assess his needs.
Okay. Does that is that kind of a flavor thing, or are you actually like
He
using
has
action
he has 3 times a day he can be repaired.
Okay, cool. So you're using like a repair thing. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Is Target gonna just kind of hold his turn then?
Yep, he's being repaired.
Alrighty, Danis, you're up.
So Danis is gonna swing recklessly.
Recklessly.
That's a 17, but he doesn't know that, so he's gonna use Bardic Inspiration
Okay.
because he's very frustrated.
I
some
imagine.
might say rage-filled.
Is it double raged?
Double rage bow all the way. 26 or 23-ish? 24. 20.
Yeah, that'll hit. Absolutely.
Something.
No question.
Nice.
Math is hard. There went that die. It's gone forever. That max damage on a single hit. 8, 14, 16 damage.
16 damage before the doubling for the bludgeoning?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Wow, so 32 damage. Holy cow. Yeah, no, this like I imagine your rage from like missing and not feeling yourself up to this point culminates in this single strike, literally bones in every single direction. Not even like a single vertebrae remains attached to another vertebrae. Like it is just gone.
20,
Bone
not
powder.
32. I lied.
32?
No, 28, not 32.
28, not 32. Still, same thing. It's gone. It's donezo. Game over, man!
Bone dust has been added to your inventory.
Yeah, bone dust added to your inventory. Thank you. Thank you, Jade. Well, that concludes combat.
Nice.
Lenosa's gonna go here to see what else is in this room, I guess.
This
Is it,
room...
is it a door or anything?
Yeah, you're actually standing right in front of the door that goes south. There is, I'm gonna get rid of one of these skeletons so you can also see. There is also another door heading south, right here in this room.
Okay, she's actually gonna stand in between those two doors then.
Okay.
Just because they're done with undeath doesn't mean Danis is done with them at the moment. So he's dropped his quarterstaff and he's like flailing at the bones and punching at them, and he has not yet stopped.
Unperturbed by this show of violence, Rowan's turning to Aurelia and holding out her hand expectantly.
And, well, it looks like you win this time, and I'll give her 1 gold coin.
Yes.
Is anyone gonna... I just point at Danis in the middle of the room while everyone's just circling the edge.
All right. Lenosa sighs and then puts her quarterstaff away, turns and drops to her knees right in front of Danis, and grabs his face with both hands.
He looks at you wide-eyed and mouth agape. He's still mace deep in a rage, or flail deep, and just and his pupils, the pupils start to slowly come back.
Return. Acknowledge you can hear me.
Are you alright?
We are now. Stand.
Okay. I'm okay.
He kind of looks around to make sure that everyone is unhurt.
2 thumbs up from Rowan.
He looks a bit bashful, almost embarrassed that it's happened again.
He's just against the wall, and she's holding Target to her chest, and you see Target's little metal hands over her arms. She doesn't seem scared. She's just kind of backed up, very clearly pressing against the wall.
Aurelian will just give Vanis another pat on the back. Just kind of.
Is anyone hurt?
No. Lenosa responds. No illusions this time. She does smile at him.
Oh.
Okay.
All safe.
He lets out a shaky breath.
Thanks again, Dennis.
I don't know what I did.
Everything. Give him a little mage hand pat.
I'm glad you are all here.
We are glad you are.
For real.
For the first time in the time that you've known him, he gives you a half-hearted smile. The smile does not reach his eyes.
For the first time, like, normally it does, but this time it seems half-hearted.
Yeah, every other time, there's just so much, like, light in his eyes when he smiles at all of you. But not this time.
Lenosa nods. I understand.
It's been a long day. Let's get this done with so we can rest soon.
That sounds nice. Rowan,
Yes.
I have a question for you. Do you know this spell when you it's like the skeleton hand with the necrotic damage?
Yeah, chilled.
Yes, thank you. Did you do that twice?
Mm-hmm.
Like at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my
Ow.
ears just went out. Jeez. When I would like to talk to you about how you did that. When things are calm, that was really cool.
Of course, yeah. It's in its infant stages right now, but I'm trying to work it out for more spells. But
Oh my goodness, that is so neat. And you can just see like Amadi's face is just genuinely like so excited about learning more about this. Thank you. That is so very cool. You are very cool. And then Amadi just sort of like awkwardly fiddles with their little like cloak thing and is like, okay, yes. And then just starts walking away towards the door.
everyone looks down and is just like, I'm cool. Not sure if that's a question or not.
Yes.
Is Dennis sitting on the ground, or is he standing? Is he?
He stood when Lenosa told him to stand, so he's just kind of like, his arms are kind of like slack, and he's a bit hunched. He almost looks defeated.
Okay. Aurelian's gonna move forward, not having Dennis go ahead. Check if there's a door.
Door number 1 or door number 2?
Let's go number 1.
Door number 1.
Yeah, Nisa's gonna
behind door
notice
number 1.
that like Aurelian's kind of like, well, I'll take a lead since like you need a break, and she closes up Target's stomach, and his little orange bulb turns green, and you see his little tail twitch. She puts him back on the floor, and she follows, making sure Target doesn't touch Dennis.
Pond, were you wanting Amadi to check out that other door as well?
So initially yes, but once I see Nisa moving towards the door, I will let her go through.
Okay. Are y'all gonna just kind of open them simultaneously?
Yeah. Look over at
Okay.
Nisa and
Like at the bottom of the door, like pushing with her whole body.
Janice is gonna put a hand on Lenosa's shoulder and kind of give her a pleading look.
Can I talk to you real quick?
You may. She hadn't gotten up with Danish. She was still kind of kneeling and kind of just looking around at the skeletal remains to kind of see if there was anything identifying with them, if they were just like, you know, but I'm assuming by Nolan's silence that there wasn't really anything identifying there.
No, the skeletons were just they had scimitars. They weren't wearing armor or anything. They didn't have any amulets or jewelry or anything. Just
wasn't really looking for that, but just like some sort of like I guess like anything to signify like were these like people recently, or were they like?
Roll a do an Arcana.
Oh, okay. That is that's a 4.
That's a 4. You're almost certain that they're magical constructs in some way, and you don't get the feeling that these are recently deceased, like not fresh within like the last day or two. They've probably been undead for a while given their condition. But you're not sure if it's like hundreds of years, a few years, maybe even just a few months, but it's not like, oh, these bodies were freshly turned.
Okay, noted. So then she stands up and nods to Danis and lets him lead the way, I guess.
Danis will kind of like lead back into this previous room.
So if I ever hurt anyone, you have to stop me.
She takes that into account, just kind of avoids his eyesight for his line of sight for a moment or two, and then just Danis, if that is what you wish, I will acquiesce, but please know that we would not hold that against you. It is I understand. And in that moment, I saw a lot of my past in you. What you can do is, well, to be blunt, is terrible and powerful, and most importantly, something that I think you will be able to control with time and practice. So, to make the promise now, fine. If that is what you want, I will stop you, but I get the feeling I will not need to.
I don't know if I could be with any of you anymore if I hurt you, and I don't know if I could go home either. But also, know that any of them could, do it.
Well, candidly, Dennis, I don't know if I can either, but it is the promise you laid at my doorstep, and it is the one that I will bring into my home.
Thank you.
Mention it not.
Dennis is now avoiding your line of sight. And he kind of looks at the floor.
We should head back before someone does something dumb.
Well, there are a lot of us, so fate dictates it won't always be us.
Yeah. I don't know what that means.
He says as he starts to walk back into the room.
Lenosa lets him go by.
And Dennis will quickly wipe the tears from his eyes before he walks back into the room.
And Lenosa will kind of just... You know that thing in 90s movies where somebody leaves the room and then they press up against a wall like this,
or a log
with their forearms against and they're just emotionally drained. Yeah. For those who are listening audioly, Lenosa is leaning forward, kind of just forearms up against the wall there. I mean, I mentioned it's not terribly tall, so I guess it is because it's a stairwell, but she just kind of is taking an emotional moment to herself.
Rowan picks up on this and wants to draw attention away from that, so she's going to turn to Aurelian. New door, new creatures. What do you think it'll be this time?
I think we're in for more of the same, but I hate to say it probably gets worse before it gets better. But it will once we're done with this.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be brainwash clerics this time.
I was going to say clerics, Rowan. Now we have to bet money against Aurelian.
I only have so much money I can lose here today.
I'm just
Gotta be
saying.
quicker.
Okay, you have clerics. I'll take troglodytes.
Troglodytes, clerics. Any takers for undead again? Aurelian, I would bet on this one if I were you.
Undead, yes, undead. I can't turn it down.
Nissa, any thoughts?
I'm just following along.
Okay. And with that, she's going to attempt to go through the door that Nissa was nearby.
Okay, ready to.
And there's, are you opening them one at a time or simultaneous? I don't remember what you decided.
It's a good idea. Is anyone going to try and do it simultaneously? Because Rowan's just gonna open.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try to open it at the same time.
Okay.
Just so we're all collected and ready.
Yeah. So you both open your doors collectively. Aurelian, in your room, it's a small table, two comfortable-looking chairs, and an unopened wine bottle and some glasses on a shelf. Otherwise, nothing in this room. Rowan and Nissa and Amadi, in this room, it looks like a small library of sorts. It's got tons of shelves of books, two small tables. Otherwise, nothing really stands out aside from one book sitting on the table, a pretty large one that looks like it probably just wouldn't even fit on a shelf.
And the ceiling is clear, yeah.
And the ceiling is clear. No inferno spiders.
Cool. Last time I stepped into a library, it did not end well, so this time we'll do better. and we're going to approach the book.
All right. As you look around the room, you notice most of the books seem to do with agriculture and harvesting in general, the mundane aspects of agricultural religion. This particular book is very ornate, and it's entitled A Most Worshipful Guide to Benign America. It's just a massive book that seems to kind of just be a guide to this religion as a whole.
Rowan looks at the book and kind of turns up her nose a little bit, and then opens it with the pointy end of her spear.
Yeah, and as you sort of flip through the pages, you notice that it contains a lot of colorful paintings and depictions of America and the harvests and whatnot, but all of the illustrations have been pretty crudely defaced.
Is there a pattern to the defacing? Like, is it just turning her into like a different being, perhaps a snaky being?
No, nothing like that. Not like, just transforming it. More like, like you'd see in an elementary school kind of thing. Like, this one's pooping, and, now this one's got horns, and, this one's, got water spilt on it. Just like really crude and rudimentary defacing.
Looks like someone's in need of art classes. I look up to Nissa and then just like, hey, this book seems to be important, but there's just scribbles all over it.
Okay.
Really bad ones.
Bad ones. Okay. Yeah. Attempt to like kind of look over your shoulder, unless you're like holding it out to me directly. I'd really try to look at it.
If you're struggling, then yeah, I would just.
I'm short.
I would put it. I wouldn't let you leave you hanging. I would put it so you could see it.
And it appears to be what kind of markings again, or
on the book?
Yeah.
Just like imagine like crayon drawings in a textbook. Like that's kind of what we're talking about.
We could probably find someone who can read any text. I know that there's some magic users who can do things like that. Maybe if we keep this and try to decipher it.
See why not? And I'm going to put that into my bag. The whole thing.
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like a language I know.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the actual language of the book?
Yeah, the markings? You said it was just like...
yeah, sorry. The book itself is written in common. It's just the defacing is more pictorial in nature.
Yeah. So I guess she's trying to find like some sort of suggesting to find some sort of person who could translate ancient hieroglyphics.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's all that appears to be in this room, though. Just lots of worship texts.
Yeah, we'll walk out and see nothing in here. Just drawing by some kiddos, I guess.
And then in this room, what's in here?
It's just the table with two chairs that look pretty comfy, and on the shelf there's some wine glasses and bottles of wine.
I'm gonna try to investigate it further. Again, looking for any switches or anything you'd hide things.
Yeah, roll investigation. Ten. Nothing that you can find in this room.
Alright, I'll step back out. Can't find anything, but what was in your room?
A book and some drawings that I think were just drawings, but Nisa thinks to think that they're hieroglyphics, so I just grabbed it anyways.
It could be nothing, but they look interesting. They could
Oh.
be like ancient texts and runes and ugh.
Or someone just got bored. Either or.
It
That
wasn't
too.
troglodytes. It wasn't undead. It was a book.
But it's a book in a place of worship where I'm assuming has been here a long time.
So no
For
one wins this
clarification,
round.
Hero, in your room there was a door on the west wall, just in case that wasn't immediately obvious, but like no
Yes.
traps or triggers or anything like that, sorry.
Just kidding. There's actually a door.
I was like, when he walked
forgot
out, like,
that
there's
there was a
nothing in
door?
here. It's like, wait, there's a door, my guy.
Overlooked it. I want to take a listen, maybe to the door.
Okay. Yeah, roll a perception.
Up stuff. 11.
11. You hear what sounds like some dripping, just the occasional, like, bloop, bloop. But otherwise, nothing of note.
Rowan, is everyone with us?
I'll poke my head out and see, and call over to Lenosa. It seems that there's another door if you are right to continue.
Nisa starts kind of like going through her bag because she kind of remembers. She's like, I have a tools for everything. Why am I doing this? She pulls out some calligrapher's tools and she calls to Rowan. Hey, Rowan, can I see that book again, please?
Yeah, sure. There's also another door out here, by the way. And
Oh, okay.
I'll hand it
give
to
me the
her,
book.
but
You
then-
could go that way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna utilize it. Can I make an intelligence check with the calligrapher's tools to see if any of the markings or symbols or anything is indicative of any what does it say? Spotting hidden ideas or symbols.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
And it could be nothing. But that would be a 23.
A 23. Amongst all the depictions, you notice that there are not. It's a sort of a common theme to have some of the figures in the paintings being eaten by crocodiles or otherwise just like reptilian type creatures. But that's the closest thing you could probably correlate to like a hidden meaning.
Okay. She's gonna quickly like. Are they engraved or is it drawn on?
It's just drawn on like charcoal on the pages.
She's gonna rip them out and keep them with her,
Okay.
and then put the book back on the shelf.
Okay.
Is Lenosa back with us?
She's just kind of standing in the doorway.
Okay. Is Danis sitting down over here? Danis, are you all right? Can't hear
Dennis lost his voice.
you. He's,
No. But there are more pressing matters.
you're a good person, Dennis. You're a good person. Known a lot of people who aren't so great, and you're nothing like them. So, you're good. I just put a hand on his shoulder.
And Lenosa nods from across the room.
Danis kind of like lowers his eyes and he uses a bonus action to cast Hidden Step and just turns invisible for 6 seconds and hopes that people stop looking at him.
Okay. I'll give him his space, and Aurelian will walk over towards the room. I'll just take my hand away and leave him be for a sec. But I'll stay at the doorway here.
All right. Lenosa's going to look up at Rowan and say, well, shall we try this again?
Why not? And Rowan's going to attempt to open the door with the spear. Again, not touching with our hands. Absolutely not.
Yeah, the door swings open. Give me a moment here. And in this room, a rack and a table with heavy straps attached to it occupy the center of the room, dripping in blood, and an Iron Maiden stands in the corner. There's also several empty pine boxes stacked against the wall, appropriately human-sized.
Well, there's something in here, but I don't think anyone's gonna like it. I'm gonna step in like 10 feet, but not in the main area yet.
Amadi will immediately follow behind Lenosa and Rowan, because as soon as Rowan says, I don't think anyone's gonna like it, Amadi's interest is aggressively piqued.
Amadi immediately, want to bet?
Somebody's
You don't
gonna.
know what I like.
Yeah. And looking at the blood, is it fresh blood? How old is this blood?
Within a day or so. Maybe not like moments ago, but it's recent.
Oh, naughty America. This is not your usual domain.
Lenosa is going to use her quarterstaff to push open the door to the Iron Maiden and see if there's anyone in there.
There's nothing inside, just the dried remains of blood and some tissue.
Cool. I'm going to roll an attack.
An attack?
Yes.
Okay.
That is a 24 to hit the Iron Maiden with her quarterstaff repeatedly.
Oh, okay. So you're just trying to destroy this thing?
Yes.
Yeah. So you can just you start sending spikes flying, and you're bending them, breaking them. The door falls off its hinges. It's quite the racket, but you're able to effectively nullify this thing.
Cool.
Issa, are you with us?
Oh, yeah. She kind of was like perusing through the books a little bit more, and then heard you call out, and she comes out the room.
There was no like cliched like Tom Cruise Top Gun-esque scream or anything. She was just like destroying this thing with her quarterstaff.
And around that corner where Rowan's currently standing, you have a door that heads back to the east, and then one that heads further south.
To pop open the tops of these.
Yeah, they are empty pine boxes. Doesn't look like they've been used, just sitting there ready for something.
Can I come back over here and look at Amadi and Lenosa, who's probably heavy breathing for the raging? And guess what I found? You'll never guess. Another door.
Oh, good. Again. Do you want me to mage hand this one?
Yeah, I think my spear has probably touched more wood than it has flesh at this point.
I don't want you to mess up your spear either, so I'll just sort of walk ahead and I'll mage hand the door open.
The one to the south? Or?
There's multiple.
There's one to the
Shit.
There's one right.
You know what? Can I hand open the one that's right next to me and mage hand the one that's down south at the same time?
Yeah, absolutely.
1, 2, 3.
Give me a moment to do that. Immediately to your south, you notice just an open room that has a passageway leading further to the east at the end of it. And to the door that you opened with your hand to the east, you see 8 goblins bleeding out on bedrolls.
Oh, jeez. Did anyone have goblins?
Bingo.
I gotta admit, that's not what I was expecting. Are these goblins still alive, or are they like...
Do a medicine check.
Okay. A 9.
A 9. As you kind of go around investigating them, they were very recently killed. Life still kind of hangs in their eyes a little bit, but they're gone.
And by the looks of their wounds, how did they die exactly? Were they tortured? Like,
it looks like they were probably sleeping, and they have slash wounds on their necks.
Seems the same jolly fellow that after dearest priestess is gone after goblins as well. At least that's the same type of style, killing while sleeping and not much of a fight.
Is it safe to come in?
Oh yeah, just a bunch of dead goblins.
Oh, I look back at Danis. We'll stay out here.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary for everyone to be here.
Danis looks at Nisa and like immediately has a guilty look on his face, and
You didn't do it.
Oh,
Unless you suddenly have daggers or something, but I don't think you do. Metal. No.
Amadi, as you enter this room to the south, now that you get a better look at it, the walls of the chamber are scratched and stained and covered with strange markings. Almost like you kind of like know how like it's sort of depicted in like insane asylum movies or whatever, where it's just like crazy scrawlings on the wall and whatnot.
It's not like a language, is it?
No, it seems more, again, pictorial.
Okay.
You notice the same sort of motif of reptiles eating creatures.
Okay. I'm getting troglodyte vibes. Somebody better have the gold purse ready.
I suppose I'll handle that one. We don't want poor Aurelian to go broke.
Yeah, Aurelian's gonna make his way in, and not look at Danis, but say it loud enough. Be like, the people who did this are bad people. They'll just spit on the ground next to the rack here and just keep moving.
Nice.
And I'm gonna close this door as I go past.
Lisa's gonna linger and poorly kind of be a block in the hallway for Danis. She's fearful that like seeing blood, even though he didn't do it, might set him off. So she's just like standing there nervously, like kind of shifting weight from foot to foot, staring at him.
Down at her with very sad eyes.
We can go outside and call birds.
I'm not in the mood.
Okay. Me neither.
We should make sure everyone's okay.
I think they're making sure everyone's okay right now.
I mean, our friends.
Well, how are you around blood?
I'm fine.
Okay. She kind of steps out of the way.
Oh. No.
You didn't do it. She just says it again.
He kind of like slowly tries to like shut the busted Iron Maiden, and just kind of like walks past it without looking.
I like go to close one of the doors and it just like it closes and then just falls over.
He kind of lets out a sigh, like one of those "oh, that's how today's going" kind of sighs, and just keeps going. He looks at the door to this room as he passes by, but doesn't do anything.
So there's still this door left.
It's not a door. It goes around a corner. I was just waiting to see what everybody was doing, waiting for everybody to kind of group up and catch up.
Nisa is no one's in the room. She's visibly uncomfortable and she's kind of just shifting her feet from side to side and looking at target on the floor, but she's not moving forward because she knows that there's bloody things ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just in the room.
We closed the door on the dead goblin bodies, so you
There's
don't
blood
have
on
to
the
see-
table next to me.
Do you need someone to come back and get you?
What's ahead? What's ahead? We
I
don't
don't-
even need. We don't. Just go forward.
Okay.
Okay.
Just you and me, Target. Just you and me. She's like staring, like he's a little service doggo.
Amadi's ready.
Amadi, you round the corner, and around the corner, you see a green-cloaked figure with a runic band down the center with the smooth mask, breathing heavily, anxiously. Yes! Yes! Kill them all! Kill them all! Kill the non-believers! Yes! Yes! I'll kill you too! Next week!
Classic.